Hello friends, this is Gaurav to give you a tutorial on programming language C. So here we start with what is program. So program is nothing but a sequence of instructions written to perform a specified task with a computer. By program I mean the software that you run, the applications that you run, any software that when you make a software, when you develop a software, you need to write some instructions in the language that your computer can understand. Then only your computer will be able to do a particular task. So a program is a sequence of instructions. For writing these sequence of instruction, you need to have a knowledge of programming language. So by programming language, we mean a language that you need to have knowledge of and that computer can understand. So by giving instructions, you tell the computer what to do. One way of writing our instruction is assembly language. So assembly language is a very low level language. I will tell you why is it called a very low level language. So okay, computer can understand only machine language. This is another thing. And right now I was saying that programming language is the one that your computer can understand. So computer cannot understand programming language directly. It understand only machine language that is in binary code. For example, whenever you write a code, suppose there is a instruction in assembly language move al comma 061h, then it will be converted into this machine language. Okay, so it is not possible for us to directly write something in machine language. It is almost impossible, because how can you learn that move means 101, air means 10000. So it is not possible for you, for human to learn binary language, machine language. So assembly language is the one that you can use. Okay, so there are some problems in assembly language. It is very hard to understand, it is hard to maintain. I will tell you how. Suppose you are in the airport and you have to call your friend to pick you up from there. So you will simply call him and say, "Hey Jack, pick me up from airport." Okay, it's easy for you to say. But what if you have to explain him each and everything, like, "Hey Jack, whatever you are doing, stop doing that. Open your door." Lock your door, take your bike, come out of your home, then take left, go 50 meters straight, then take right, then take left, and so on. It would be a headache for you to explain someone like this. But if you have to say only pick me up from airport, it is quite easy for you. Same is with assembly language. In assembly language, you have to tell everything. For example, in C you write, in a programming language, higher level programming language, you just write x equal to 5 plus 9. In assembly language, you will have to write all these things like move r1, move 5 to r1, then move 9 to r2, then add them and store the result in r1. So it is quite difficult to determine each and every step, each and every small steps. So human prefer to write directly x equal to 5 plus 9. It is machine's task to split this statement into these several statements. So this is the difference between low level language and high level language. In high level language, you don't have a headache of writing all these small things. You just have to say x, like x equal to 5 plus 9 means for you the result will be stored in x. You don't have to do anything with registers. You don't to have such a big headache. So A high level language is preferable because machines today are so fast we no longer you need to use assembly language. Machines today are so fast that if you have a compiler and if you write x equal to 5 plus 9, it will automatically convert in the required number of statements. So machines are so fast that you don't have to worry about, you don't directly have to write these statements. Machine can convert this into this and then this into machine language binary. So machines have so much memory today, saving space using assembly language is not important. So what I mean by saving space is that in machine language, suppose if you're writing in assembly language, you will write only those statements that are required. Suppose there is a statement in higher level language, and when it is converted into assembly language, you suppose there are five statements equivalent to a single higher level language, and you need only three of them, two are going waste, so this is wasting your space. So whenever you write assembly language, you will write only those statements that are necessary, but in higher level language all will be included, whether you need all of those parts of a statement or not. So you don't need to worry about all those things because machines today have so much memory, and so you don't need to worry so much about memory. One of the higher level languages is C that we are going to discuss. So if you have a compiler, it is better to use higher level language. What is compile? Compile is nothing but the one that converts your source code that you have written to binary code that machine can understand. So source code is the one that you can understand and write. Binary code is the one that your machine can understand. So compiler is the one that converts source code into binary code. So why should you learn C first? Why not some other languages like C++ or Java? So the answer is because it is very tough to learn C++ or Java directly, because firstly C was developed and then C++ was an increment toward object oriented programming. So you should learn C first. So and whenever it comes to performance, C is unbeatable. It is quite good in performance. Major parts of Windows, Unix and Linux. So I am talking about operating systems. If you want to write your own operating system, what you need to do is to have knowledge of C, because C is used in that thing. So now let's begin. Mm, okay, so let's begin. This is the very first program to print hello world. Let me show you writing all this. You have to use some kind of IDEs like Turbo C, Dev C++, or some other compilers that are available in the internet. What's going on? Just a minute. What happened? What happened? What happened? It's taking just a minute. Okay, so this is the compileonline.com that I'm going to use now, but you could use Turbo C++ or Dev C++ or Visual Studio C++. So let me write the program from the starting so that I could tell you what I'm doing. So here we start with, I'm including here a header file. Header file is something that that your machine, that your compiler see to understand some things. Like I will tell you, for example, I am writing some statement to print something on the screen. So this printf, what does it mean by this printf? Your compiler will refer to this header file stdio.h. Okay, so here I am writing printf hello world. mm, all right, hello world. So here I need to put a semicolon. This is the rule of C, or you can, this is the rule of most of the programming languages, that statement ends with semicolon. If you don't put a semicolon, this will give a error. I will show you. Okay, I'm not writing any semicolon here. Here I compile and execute. Here expected semicolon before this curly braces. So here I put semicolon, then now I compile and execute. So after execution you can see the output is hello world. So printf is the function, whatever you send to this function, whatever, suppose I write this and now I execute, you will see output is this. So whatever you write here, this will be your output. I suppose I say hi, only hi, output will be hi. Okay, so printf is the function that is used to print a message or something else on your screen, whatever you write, whatever string, whatever words you write, but you have to write those words in double quotes. Okay, like how I am writing. Another things that you can use, you can play with numbers. Suppose I am using a variable a. So this is a declaration, int a equal to 5. Suppose I want to print value of a is 5. So suppose if I write here 5, it will give you value of a is 5, but there is a problem. What if I do here 6? It will still print 5. So this is a wrong way to print like this. So for this I have to use %d. %d is for integers. Here I am using integer a, and what this %d is, I will write here. Whatever is the variable here, this %d will be replaced by the value of this variable. So now you see value of age, here I compare value of age 6. So here suppose I write here 16, and now compare value of age 16. And what if I want to add two numbers? Suppose I have to print the, suppose if I have to print the result of sum of two numbers. This is suppose a equal to 16, b equal to 5. Now I want to print a plus b. So I want this %d to be replaced by a plus b, so I can directly write here a plus b. Now I execute, output should come 21, and here you see output is 21. Here I am giving the message value of a. Here I can write sum of a and b, sum of a and b. Here your output will be whatever you write between these double quotes. So now it will give the desired output. Sum of A and B is 21. But you may be thinking right now that I am giving the value. User should give some input because program is not the one where you declare the value by yourself, but you should give a chance to the users to enter some value. So here I print the message, enter value of A. So if you want user to enter the value of A, here I will use the function scanf, which is for taking the input from user. Here I'm using %d. It means I'm going to take an integer, and now here I will write the address of the variable, not the variable itself. What is address of the variable I will tell you later, but for now you just learn that address, every variable contains a value, but that value is stored in some address, some memory address. There are several blocks of memory, each having their own addresses. So here I am storing the value entered by user in the address of variable A. You can't write here only A, it will give some error. So you have to write ampersand A, which means address of A. And similarly here I write printf, enter value of B, enter value of B, and here I write scanf %d, and here address of B. Okay, so now let me compile and execute this. mm, there's something wrong, I think. What's wrong? mm, so that online compiler is unable to use scanf, so I am using an IDE Turbo C++. So here I have written the same code. That is, firstly I'm displaying the message for user enter the value of A, then user will enter the value that will be stored in address of variable A, then enter the value of B. Whatever user enters will be stored in address of variable B. Then sum of A and B is %d, and this %d will contain the value A plus B. Okay, so let me run this program. So here I write enter the value of A 5, enter the value of B say 16. Here I see the sum of A and B is 21. Okay, alright. Let me compile it again with some other value. Okay, here I see I am seeing the odd output also. uh, Suppose I'm also seeing the odd output. So if I don't want to see the odd output, I need to clear the screen first. Okay, so suppose, okay, here let me write clrscr. This will clear the screen, so I will see the new output only. Enter the value of A, Suppose let me write some negative number -10 and enter the value of b5. Then output must be -5. Yeah, it is -5. Okay, and also I'm using here get ch. Let me tell you why I'm using get ch in turbo c. Suppose if I don't use get ch and run the program, here I enter the value of a3, value of b5, and here I enter, then the output screen remained there only for the fraction of second that you could not see. Actually the output was there but you could not see, so here you use get ch. I will tell you later what is the use of get ch, but for now let me tell you get ch waits for some input from your keyboard. Whenever you press something from keyboard, it will take the input. So I press here F9, sorry, get ch, here I enter 5 6. Now the execution has remained stuck at the statement get ch and it is waiting for some input. So anything I press, suppose I press any button, suppose I press G, it has taken the input. So the use of get cs is something else and I am using it here in some other way. So it is up to you how to use different functions. Okay, the use of get cs is to take the input from the keyboard, but I am using it for holding the output screen so that you could see the output. So it's up to you how to use a function like get ch. I'm using it to hold a screen, but its use is to take an input from the keyboard. Okay, so and here I'm using header file conio.h. How your compiler knows what the functions clear screen and get ch are, it checks it from header file conio.h, like printf and scanf are seen through stdio.h. Okay, so whenever there is some function, your compiler checks it from header files whether they are defined or not, and if you are use some functions that are not defined in header files, then you have to write the definition of functions below main function or above main function, I mean in your program. I will tell you later whenever we will be studying the chapter function. I will tell you all. Okay, so let me discuss some more kind of programs. Suppose if I don't want to print directly a plus b, I want to store the sum in some other variable sum. So what I will do is here I will write sum equal to a plus b. So what will happen here is a plus b, this result will be stored in the variable sum. Okay, so you know when the result is stored in sum, you can directly write sum here. So here I run the code and here I enter the value of a5, value of b -6, output should be -1 and this is -1. Okay, so now let me also tell you how to run. You can run the program from here. Here I was pressing Ctrl plus F9. Okay, I directly enter here. I press here Ctrl plus F9 and I can directly enter the value. Okay, so this was the first lecture. In next lectures I will tell you many more things like what are keywords and what are data types. Like here int is a data type. I have used here only int. I could use some other data types like float means decimal numbers with some points, and many more things. There are some more data types like characters, strings. So I will tell you in next lectures. Thank you.